Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. I'm your host, Color's Fate. It's episode 22, and we have level ups to do. So we'll start with our Rogue Trader, shall we? So the last thing that he took, he gets Carnival of Misery. These are easier. This is the level where everything is set. You get Carnival of Misery until the end of combat. Make sure I can say this. Till the end of combat, all damage dealt to enemies by damage over time effects is increased by 100% after all other modifiers. This effect stacks and can be inflicted by more than one executioner. So we basically have 3 damage over time effects in this game. One is bleed, the other is fire, and the third is toxin. We already do toxin damage. We started doing that really early in the game. We have fire because of our pyro spells, and bleed is going to come up because of certain weapons and things. So we have a chance to do a lot of damage over time, and then you can basically pop this off, and every enemy that has damage over time happening to them right now takes 100% more damage, and it can kill off a lot of enemies really fast. It's a lot of fun to get that one working. So basically with Heinrichs von Kalox, it's going to be the same thing, and same thing with Kibela. So they get that. Pascal gets Wild Hunt. The bounty hunter simultaneously makes several attacks. The number of attacks is equal to the number of prey in combat. These attacks are equally divided among all prey in the bounty hunter's line of sight. The attacks always hit and always score critical hits. So that's a fun one for him. For Adira, she gets Carnival of Misery because we have set up as an executioner. With Cassia, she gets Taken Hold. I hardly ever use this. She chooses one combat tactics area. Every ally inside the area gains an extra turn with 1 AP and 2 MP at the start of the Grand Strategist's next turn. For every enemy that was killed in this selected combat tactics area, this AP is increased and the MP is increased. My problem is this is so situational. You need to have a couple people in a tactical area, and then your special needs to come up. Your heroic needs to pop for her at that moment when you have enemies and allies in an area, and she can use this and give everybody an extra turn. It just doesn't happen very often. For Jai, because she's a master tactician, hers is Orchestrated Firestorm. She selects a 3x3 zone on the battlefield, and all allies, including the master tactician, that have line of sight to any enemies inside the selected zone make an immediate single attack against a random enemy within the zone they can target with their weapons. Much like Cassia's, which is really situational. I just never use this, but there we go. Abelard. He gets something a little different because he's behind by a level here. So he gets Wall of Rockcrete. Should have been the last thing he took. No, he took Grenadier. Okay. He took Grenadier in defensive stance, so we're going to give him Enduring Shield first. While the Vanguard has at least 1 temporary wound, which is almost all the time, they gain 11 parry and armor, 11% parry and armor, and then he gets an Unyielding Guard. Until their next turn, the Vanguard attempts to attack each enemy that attacks the Vanguard or their allies in a 3-cell radius around the Vanguard. To make this counterattack, if the Vanguard has enough MP, they can move toward the attacker. If the Vanguard moves, the area of this effect moves accordingly. It's fun. And then hers. She also has a talent. I have to go find her on the Excel spreadsheet because we haven't touched Argenta in a while, and we're not going to touch her a lot going through the game. She got Kick, and then she takes Always Ready. The Arch-Militant begins combat with 2 stacks of versatility, and then she gets Steady Superiority. Until the end of combat, the Arch-Militant can make 1 additional attack each turn, including 1 additional attack on the turn this heroic act was used. The first attack after using this ability and each turn afterwards costs 0 MP, so it helps her get more attacks off, which is fantastic. And now that that is out of the way, we will move over here to the big ball. So we are here. We need to visit. Well, actually, we need to go to Telecos Epsilon is where we need to go because we visited Trinitos. I want to make sure. We're just going to look at it real quick. Yeah, Rocky World, Faustone. Okay. I just had to make sure. I don't like to make mistakes, so we're going to go to Telecos Epsilon. This is where Janus is. We're going to make this safe. We're going to spend a point to get over there. To make it safe, we're going to chart new routes to get that point back. Then we're going to visit it. Master Helmsman Ravor says, Lord Captain, according to the telemetry, the parameters of the system match those of Telecos Epsilon, home to the agri-world Janus that belongs to the Von Valencius dynasty. We have received a Vox message from the planet. The agri-world's governor officially welcomes the rogue trader and reports that she has begun preparations for a formal reception to celebrate the arrival of the planet's sovereign. Your subjects are looking forward to visiting. Okay, so right here we get a gas giant. There should be nothing on this world. Oh no, there's some goods here. Gas giants usually don't have anything, but we got some goods here. We explore this, we get some trophies, we just get some plasma batteries, so we'll accept those. And then way over here on this planet is a snowy world. It's 3 plasteel. We don't have an extractor to grab it anyways, but we wouldn't grab 3, so we would leave that alone. Jai says, worlds with extreme environments. What did she say? Worlds with extreme environments produce the finest Astra Militarum regiments, or so I've heard. I am merely repeating what some guards I happen to know have whispered into my credulous ears. Anyway, Janus is the only point of interest here. And we're going to head down and get things going. Lots of encounters here. Governor Vyatt's with state. We don't want Heinrichs with us because we're going to take Idira. We're not going to take her for very long. Because we are going to be introduced to another companion down here. Good times. And that figure with the rifle there is Vyatt, who is a Xeno, obviously. And she is going to be one of our new companions. Vistenza Vyatt, a lavishly dressed noblewoman in an opulent silk gown, watches you with an expectant air, but then gracefully bows her head. Gem-encrusted implants protrude from her arms and neck. I welcome you on behalf of the noble house Vyatt ab Aram. My name is Vistenza Janus Vyatt ab Aram of Coronis. By the grace of the Emperor and the will of the rogue traitor Theodore von Valencius, I serve this planetary governor and imperial commander-in-chief of this world. In truth, your arrival in the place of the esteemed Lady of von Valencius is quite unexpected. Theodore von Valencius is dead. I am now the head of the dynasty. Such tragic news. I will see to it that the planet observes a month of mourning.
For Janus!
But of course we have rabble-rousers. And Vyatt took a shot for us. That was nice of her.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
So, we've been ambushed. Cassie gets to go first, and we have 3 dudes over here. 2 dudes here. Okay, we're going to get a lot more people coming from this direction. So, let's see. Who do we have here? This one is where? That one right there in the middle, and then this guy, which is right behind us. Okay. I'd like to try to get everybody in the same spot. Let's not worry about this third guy over here. Let's get these guys. We're going to move them over right about in this area. So let's do this. Right there.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Let's try to move everyone that we can over in that direction. There we go. There we go. And now what we're going to try to do is move to right about there and go like this. If we aim like that, good job. We cannot kill anybody that we don't want to. Get Lidless Stare, and then we'll give some bonuses to Cabela. And then really, we just give dodge bonuses to some people here.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Alright, make it happen.
I'll do what it takes.
Will you now?
Why did I not foresee this?
You always have to laugh when Adira gets hit by something and then can't see it.
Is part of the trial.
Cabela, darling.
I bring mercy and retribution.
Well, if that's what you want to call it.
I shall not fail.
We're going to do that. We're going to
As the
grab some more
tenants
damage. And then we're just going to do this. Pirouette.
Your soul is purged.
Very nice. Now she should be able to... This would kill and we'd get a point back and it doesn't cost anything to
The
use. Good, that's what I want.
shadows will see it done.
Stab him.
Trust me.
There we go. Now we want to do... Let's see. Kill that one. There we go. I like that. Let's move over here. You still get another move.
The other
That guy's
side
dead. I
awaits.
like that.
I shall not fail.
That's all of them. Okay.
Onward.
Estate wardens. Like, I gotta get some cover. This is gonna be nasty. Oh, good job. See, and then here come the extra people. By blowing a hole in the wall. But hey. Oh, you're Vyatt. Very nice. Thank you, darling. There's a grenadier. Can you throw a grenade from that far? You can. Miracle.
I've never felt pain like
Sharpshooter. See, we can't get behind cover. This will block some of it, but
No, no, no.
Oh.
You can't be dead.
that's a shame. Dira. Alright, Holt von Valencius. You should go take care of this guy. Because who's going to go next? Pascal stunned and she's stunned. And then we got this ironclad rebel, which is way back here. And then that rebel, a sharpshooter. That's interesting. Okay. I do want to take care of this guy. Pascal can't do it. I would normally have Pascal do it. He would just come over here and knock this guy over. I kind of want to go over here and start setting people on fire. If I could get that sharpshooter on fire or the ironclad one, that would be great. Okay, let's do that.
I'll see to it personally.
I believe somebody can take care of this guy. Now, maybe that's not true, but... Let's do... Can we light him on fire? Ironclad rebel. Do
It's
it.
as good as done.
That's what I want to see. Let's get him on fire. Let's get some
I'll make
defense
it
on
happen.
me. And then what do we have? Enfeeble. Let's do this. Let's enfeeble... I can't get both of you guys? I can. Yay. Okay, they're enfeebled. So this guy's going to want to run all the way up here.
Okay, now I'm really
Jai
riled up.
stunned. Yep. Pascal stunned.
Here we go.
Oh, she hit this guy down here, the estate warden.
Let's make it quick.
Okay, it's up to you. What I want you to do is move this like that. And then, where do we want you to stand? Right about here in the blood. And then if we do this, that's substantial. I think that'll
Emperor,
work.
give me strength.
Okay, and that'll allow you to get it off again. Should be nice.
If I may.
Okay. And then let's try to just pull everybody in onto this spot here. They're gonna move a little bit, and that's what I'm hoping for, is he gets some attacks there. Great, okay. Nicely done.
handle this.
Cabela, you could damage this guy, so do it, I guess. Yeah, do it. Okay, I like that. Stab, stab, stab. That's a nice hit right there. We like that one.
I must not falter.
Estate warden, Too bad you didn't have a grenade. Oh, good job, though. That was solid.
Attachment.
There goes Pascal. No idea how that person hit me with this big obstacle here. Pascal's standing behind it. I don't even know how that happens. Let's see. We're gonna do this or this. Can't hit that guy. Can't hit him. Can't hit. Is saying he's not on fire?
I refuse.
Oh, really? Oh, bummer. Okay. All right, let's throw a grenade. There's a lot of people here.
I'll see to it personally.
That's effective. Okay. Jai, get in here. I got this loser right here. He's 1 point. Shoot him.
You've got a problem. Never fight fair.
Nice. There we go. Full momentum. Nice. That's what we want. Okay, give him a half turn right there.
Am I getting paid for this?
Who's back here? Sharpshooter rebel and a diversionist rebel. Take this person and do that. There we go. That's what we want. Give yourself some defense for this turn. Now, we're going to wait because she's going to do extra turn with full AP and MP, and during the extra turn, there's no attack limit. Yes. Okay, but first we need to give him this. This doesn't cost anything to use. So do this.
Tell me and it is done.
And now do this.
They'll write legends about me.
All right, my friend. First of all, attack this guy.
I'll see to it personally.
All right, can you do Firestorm on this person, and will it get this person dead over here? It will not. Okay. In that case.
I'll make it happen. Consider this a taste of
Oh,
what's
that's
to come.
nice. I almost want to just leave him there. I can't, though. I got to kill him first.
On it. Your end was inevitable.
All right, do Firestorm on him. Make him pay.
happen.
There we go. Jai, you got 1 turn left. Can you shoot this person? At 13%, or you can shoot this bozo back here. Shoot him. Nice. Good job, Missy. That was excellent.
Out of my way.
All right, my darling. Get up here. Let's do this. Can you go over
Step
there?
aside. The navigator
Yeah,
is
you can.
coming.
All right. These 2 people there. I think we can move everybody. Well, I thought we could, but we can't. This is in the way? Really? Okay, let's do this.
Isn't this a job for this duty demands?
Okay. What's the... It's 4 away. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it might be close enough to get this guy. Let's try this.
Me? If you insist, Lord
Just that
Captain.
person. Okay.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
I still can't get that guy over there, can I? What about Notch of Purpose? Let's move this guy then. If we move him away,
Me?
she's going to get a shot at him. There, or he's just going to flat out die. That's going to be great. Okay. You can go a long way. Why don't you go try to kill this person?
I am your blade and shield. As on a old day.
A lot of attacks. How many points? 14. Okay.
Trust me. I feel nothing. Fear nothing.
Take this guy out. Oh, he dodged you. Well, that's too bad.
The shadow.
Now he gets the dagger. See what he thinks about that.
Weather the storm.
See, it works as good cover when we're shooting in that direction, but when they're shooting in this direction, it's like it doesn't even exist. It totally shot right through that thing to hit Pascal. That's just blows my mind. Okay. Can you slide over here and get this guy? You can
I'll
get
see to it
close.
personally.
All right.
It's as good as done.
Stab him.
Who, if not me?
Jai Hedari. Can you get over here?
Watch my back.
You're gonna do press the advantage. You've got 28 tactical, so get a little tiny bonus out of this. That was nice. I like that. Try that again. Okay. Yep, slash right up there. Very nice. Okay, Cassia,
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
can you grab one of them from over here? Yes. Okay.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Oh, it didn't work. Bummer. Okay, what about over
I'm
here?
not accustomed to being ordered around.
Didn't work. Bummer.
If I may,
Give her the bonus.
I
With
am a
this.
navigator, not a servitor.
Give me a half turn.
Me? If you insist,
Because at
Lord
least I
Captain.
can set somebody on fire.
On it.
There we go. Cast, you're done. Cabela, come over here. Do this
Death comes
again.
in silence, as honor ordains. Killing
Nice.
brings me no pleasure.
Yeah, the problem is you can't get over here to this other guy. You jump,
As the tenants
you can only jump once. Then you're done. Okay. Alright, my man.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature.
There we go. That's done. Your lordship, Emperor preserve us, are you all right? Do not fret, layperson. We have grown used to outrageous slovenliness among the wardens of every world we visit. Yeah. Pale grayness is strangling this peasant like a noose. His words are laden with fear for our well-being, and yet he fears for his own even more. I'm fine. I can't say the same for our attackers. Praise the throne. If you would please follow me, I will personally escort you to the governor, where you will have the protection of walls and wardens. All right. Fine, lead on. Upon seeing you, the guard at the door lets out a frightened yelp and doubles over in a low bow. Your lordship, the most honorable Holt von Valencius, the governor is waiting in your office, where she is protected by walls and guards. Would you prefer to meet her alone or with your entourage? Oh, my entourage will go with me for sure. Your ladyship. Vistenza Janus Vyatt Abaram of Coronas is furiously swiping at a data slate, issuing commands in a gilded vox. Upon seeing you, she hurriedly puts away her devices, smooths her skirt, and drops into a deep curtsy. Your lordship, accept my abject apologies for the reprehensible stunt that spoiled the reception. Even in my worst nightmares, I never could have imagined. She flinches when she notices Cabela standing at your side. A death cultist? How unexpected. Must someone face severe punishment in the Emperor's name? Someone always does, Cabela says. As for who and when, the Undying One will tell. Cabela responds with dignity, seemingly oblivious to how sinister her words sound. You can stop apologizing, Vistenza. I'm not offended. Thank you, your lordship. Believe me, I am infinitely sorry that the troubles of Janus have reached us even here, the most protected place on Janus. The companion standing next to Vistenza respectfully bows her head. She is doggedly trying not to turn her head toward you, but it is obvious she is watching you through her lowered lashes. One of your wardens helped us in battle. A superb shot. Who was it? You must be referring to Vyatt, our chief ally in the struggle against the rebels. I have turned a blind eye to her horrific mutations, given the undoubted advantages she brings. You see, Vyatt comes from the local degenerate stock of the world and knows Janus like the back of her hand, so she has provided several leads as to where we can find bases and secret storehouses, although I admit that at times I am tempted to send her away from the estate. Her unnaturalness means that speaking with her always leaves me feeling uneasy, Such a gaunt, unfeminine figure, and so tall. Jai leans forward curiously. Gauntness of frame and tall stature are features common even among Voidborn, my dear governor. That does not make them mutants. Then pray, whatever do you find so disagreeable about this Yliet's appearance? Vistenza cringes from the memories. The strange movements, the strange looks, the abnormally large eyes on an unnaturally distorted face, the pointed ears. Jai raises an eyebrow meaningfully. Do I have news for you, Shireen? But it is for yours ears only. I will tell you when we meet our mysterious new ally. If you wish to speak to Yliet, you will find her outside in the orangery, most likely by the gazebo. She prefers to keep her distance from others. Footfall is on the verge of starvation. Can Janus supply the people there with provisions? Yes and no, your lordship. If the question is, can such an expansive and fertile world as this one feed a few thousand void rats? Of course it can. We lose more provisions to gnawing pests every cycle than those on Footfall could eat in their entire lives. But can we ship said provisions to Footfall? Not a chance. Any cargo shuttle that leaves the surface will be a target for attack. The rebels will not hesitate to bring it down, sending flaming debris over the capital. Our silos could become targets for sabotage. Food could be poisoned or mined. The logistics of transporting supplies to Footfall will only be possible once the uprising has been completely crushed. It really is embarrassing to admit that even Vladium, may Ozzy take that man, is better at doing his job as Liege of Footfall than the Lady Vyatt is at keeping her world in check. What's happening on the planet? Several months ago, uprisings broke out on Janus. I was not even notified at first. Griping worms are for wardens to worry about. Alas, I only learned of what was happening after the miscreants began targeting noble families. Vistenza shakes her head. And then it became apparent that what the administratum's accounts had referred to as unrest were in fact organized attacks on infrastructure and society leaders. They have already brought 13 agri-complexes to a halt and have now moved on to assassination attempts. My wardens are doggedly tracking down the rebels, but their leaders are slipping from our grasp yet again. I see. Can Janus fulfill its foodstuff supplies under the current conditions? I risk angering you, your lordship, but this is nothing compared to shamelessly deceiving you. Let us consider the situation dispassionately. Even the most talented logistics experts of the administratum are unable to guarantee stable tides when shuttles are wary of landing at the spaceport, and the terrified peasants are indulging a dangerous minority within their ranks. Until the usual order of things is restored on Janus, any trade is nigh impossible. Considering what has occurred, your visit is a true blessing. You see, Janus does not have its own fleet. We could organize a planet-wide search if we had ships at our disposal. Ships like yours, your lordship. Perhaps you will find a way to support your subjects in their hour of need. I'm sure even approximate coordinates would be sufficient to have the ground forces and ship's crew work together to hunt down the enemy. You want me to go off and catch some rebels for you? Not quite, your lordship. My wardens are crushing the lowly saboteurs across the planet relentlessly, but it will be for naught unless their nests are destroyed. Someone is controlling the riffraff, who are perishing in thoughtless escapades such as the one we witnessed today, and that someone could be hiding anywhere. You have resources and capabilities at your disposal, the likes of which I could never hope to possess. Your ship alone is an unequaled asset for tracking down criminals beyond the borders of my influence. I see. I will get to the bottom of this. I'm sure the rebels will have something to say to the master of their world. Vistenza inclines her head. I am immeasurably grateful for your assistance, your lordship. If any of those who attacked the estate had survived, then perhaps they could have been a valuable source of information. But you made an example of them for the rest of the foolish rabble. Vistenza glances at the box. Incidentally, I did overhear the wardens talking about some kind of stranger in the area. Besides that, we still do not know who let those reprobates into the estate. The person who did it might also know something. I, as well as my retinue, are at your service. My secretary is checking the staff as we speak and removing all traces of the attack from the estate. An esteemed Majos who is responsible for the agronomic efforts on this planet is also here. He happened to be visiting this week to deliver this personal report. And of course, there is my aide in the war against the rebels, Vyatt. I have no doubt she will be delighted to share her knowledge of Janus with your lordship. I see. I must take my leave. So, we have that
Always
going.
keep your eye on the
The
prize.
souls of Rycat Minoris. They will never reach the Undying One. Their names have been distorted forever. And he will not be...
Sorry to cut you off there, Cabela. We got stuff to do. So we need to progress this quest. There's a bunch of people we need to talk
Is
to
it
around the
seemly
estate.
for valued servants of the Emperor to huddle together in such a squalid abode?
We attach importance to other things, Venai Cassia. Ascesis is how we achieve self-perfection. Our feats of faith are our gold, and the prayers written upon our walls serve as our murals.
So by this big old statue here, we need to talk to Attilius Quint. The stooped man wearing a cloak of the Adeptus Administratum is reviewing information on a data slate while he quietly, whirring mechanical arms, fill a long scroll with writing. Upon noticing you, the man stretches his thin lips into a smile and deferentially bows. The light in the eyes of the servo skull hovering over his right shoulder gently pulsing. Your lordship, what an honor it is to address you in person. Allow me to introduce myself. Attilius Quint, Prefectus of the Officio Agricultae. I will preserve the record of our conversation forever. I see. Let's see. What do we want to know here? Tell me about Janus. What's happening on the planet? Alas, your lordship, rebellions have caused us too many problems in recent times. The rebels are interfering with established processes, interrupting supplies, sabotaging the serfs' work. A few nobles have even been killed, and worst of all, some of the victims occupied important administrative posts. Until the replacements pass their checks, complete all their induction forms, and go through the official appointment procedure, important paperwork is going unsigned. It's a bureaucratic catastrophe. If things continue in this vein, I dare not even imagine what it could lead to. There are worlds that are ravaged by war for generations. Generations, your lordship. Like that deranged planet by the nameless star, so close to our own peaceful system. The inhabitants there supposedly live under the patronage of rogue trader Winterscale. Shudder to think what he has created there. I want to know details. Where have the rebels struck, and how? Of course, I would be delighted to furnish you with all the information I have. In the last few months, 15 organized attacks and 7 terrorist attacks have been perpetrated. Irrigation equipment has been sabotaged in agrarian sectors 3 to 5, transport routes 2, 7, 4, 13, and also, I suppose this will not tell you much. Please. With a fussy gesture, he presses several buttons on his data slate screen and a 3-dimensional map with coordinates of the attacks appears on your cogitator. The data is superbly collated, and the map clearly displays the actions of the rebels. At first glance, there seems to be no logic to their campaign, but after analyzing the data and the features of the terrain, you notice a clear system indicating a geographical pattern to their attacks. Who is directing these rebels? Does anyone know? The rebels are well armed and well trained. What's more, the governor's advisors are inclined to think that the instigators of the rebellions are very familiar with the planet's terrain and climate. My ordnance are going through registration records day and night looking for individuals who have completed military training, but we have so far been unable to identify the scoundrel. What are you doing to combat the rebels? Our security services are tracking those who support the rebels, and our regular wardens are wiping out these saboteurs without the slightest mercy. But they keep on appearing. My scribes have been run off their feet, keeping records of all the public hearings and executions, but I am confident that the governor will find a solution soon. I see. Well then. What do you know about this attack on the estate? A disgraceful incident. Simply disgraceful. I cannot believe these scoundrels would dare to come so close, and to drag the nobility into this as well. If they penetrated the estate, that means they had help from some worthless servant or other. Security is currently questioning the survivors, but the culprit has not been found yet. I see. Well, I must take my leave. Off we go then with him. So, we got some stuff to do here. Let's see, where are we? We need to go to... Oh, there's this. There's some loot here.
I always have a backup plan.
Always, he says. There's some loot right there. Grab that real quick. It's a grenade. That's nice. I need to replenish my grenade because I tossed one. We also need to look at some loot here. We have some loot from last time. We got tax. Okay, those are old. Slash boots. The chameleon cloak. Mimic fibers blend the coloration of the wearer into their surroundings. The cloak grants the wearer 10% dodge. Jai, what are you wearing? It's officer archetype abilities by 1. You might want to dodge just a little bit more. I don't need you dying. Or, let's see. Well, Adira, but what's she using? Warp. Protection against warp damage. Yeah, a little more dodge would help you. That'd be great. Increases the wearer movement points by +3. That's really useful for Cabela, but what's she using now? Yeah, whenever she deals damage to an enemy, she gets 25% chance to gain 2 MP. I'd rather have that. These helmets, the coercion helmet, the dimension traveler cloak. Wherever this cloak gains a psychic power, which allows them to sacrifice wounds to immediately teleport to any cell. Unfortunately, we don't have anybody who's a votary heretical, because to get to votary, you got to go rank 3, which is pretty far up there. After triggering a psychic phenomena or perils of the warp, the wearer's psi rating is increased and the wearer gains momentum and temporary wounds equal to their resolve. It can only be equipped by an unsanctioned psyker. I think that would be great for you. Let's do that, especially because Yurliet's going to want those gloves right there. That's your heretical. Whenever the wearer hits an enemy with a dead-eye shot, it reduces the enemy's deflection. We're going to take that off because we're going to be giving that to Yurliet. And these 5 bonus to Lore Xenos, they also grant 10 hit percent. We're going to take that off because we're going to give it to Yurliet. Once per combat, when the wearer's wounds drop below 35%, the wearer gains +12 wounds. It's tempting to think about taking that and giving that to her, but we'll leave that. I think we're good for right now. And does she have... She's got this. The Rebel's Sniper Rifle. Yeah. And what's this? A Marksman Rifle. Okay. We're good. Alright, so back over here. Back in this direction.
Keep your wits about you.
Let's see. Over here. Down here. There's a set of stairs down here.
I have an eye for treasure.
Do you, my dear?
Stop. There.
So there's these goods right here. And there's this. The wearer gains +5 fellowship and +10 commerce. If the wearer has dogmatic adherent or above, their lore imperium will depend on fellowship instead of intelligence. And they gain +10 lore imperium. So do that. That's probably best to give to her. Gains +5 fellowship and +10 commerce. It's a better item for Jaya, but Jaya is not dogmatic, so she doesn't get the extra bonuses. And her lore imperium is 48, so if we put that on her, it's 63, which is kind of nice. And she doesn't have anything in this slot yet, so to do that, there's a Medicaid check here. Chains or ropes with shackles on the end can be seen in the water, but we failed the check, so I don't know if that means there's something else down there or not. I can't
Rise to
remember.
the top or get left in the dust.
There's some goods right there. That's the one she saw, and there's a Cyber Raven. So if you decide to play as a, I believe it's called an Overseer. It's a Solomon's class. Now, there's some goods here. And this, dried berries. We want to collect those. Those are for some investigating that we're going to be doing here. Vinzelix, the tech priest on the northwest side. So let's go up here. Talk to this guy first.
Let us not dawdle.
So here's their tech priest. There's some goods here that Pascal can
This
grab.
exploratory is blessed with multifunctionality.
And this guy. Vinzilex. Draped in a red cloak, the Magus' body barely looks human. Wires, tubes, and metal manipulators turn him into a whimsical machine, while implants hide his face behind a sinister mask. Jeez, breakfast. Did you have to do that? The tech priest intermittently dictates something in technolingua to the servo skull floating next to him, but at your approach he falls silent and offers a reserved bow. Greetings, your lordship. Lex Mechanic Vinzilex. How may I serve you? Pascal and the Lex Mechanic exchange trills of binaric greetings. The series of sounds issued by Vinzilex sounds much longer and more deferential than those of Pascal. I found this on the body of a dead rebel. Can you tell me anything about these specimens? Your blessings for the examination, Majos? The Lex Mechanic waits respectfully until Pascal nods. The tech priest studies the dried berries and goes still. You hear the distinct clicks as his cerebral cogitators process this information. Creeping creeweed, a typical plant of the Western Hemisphere. We have studied the possibility of industrial cultivation, but the process was found to be inefficient due to the specific requirements of the soil, which is found in the right composition only in the archipelagos of the planet. I see. What do you do here on Janus? By the order of the Adeptus Mechanicus, I have been entrusted with the management of the Adeptus Administratum in order to catalog agronomic data and analyze information about the planet during the process of subjugating it to the will of the Imperium. Be blessed, tech brother, Pascal says. Your diligence and the diligence of those like you turns anarchy into order and bestows classification to knowledge. One of Pascal's mechadendrites lightly touches the Lex Mechanic's body. The tech priest bows respectfully in return, clearly a little startled. Tell me about Janus. An initializing report. The planet's soil possesses a unique composition suitable for the re-engineering of the planet and the mass production of foodstuffs. Significant cultivation of the Eastern Hemisphere, with the aim of improving production processes and logistics operations. Traces of xenoactivity that do not pose an immediate threat to ongoing operations. Undesirable pathologies of flora and fauna have been noted, which may pose a threat in the short term. Traces of xenoactivity? According to the data obtained during the initial survey, ruined structures of non-human origin were noted in different sectors of the planet, but I did not have the administrative capacity to study them in more detail. For now, I must defer the quest for knowledge. The Lex Mechanic speaks the last words with distinct envy, his eyes fixed on Majos Hanuman. What pathologies in the flora and fauna? Genetic and chemical pathologies, your lordship. Harmless species mutate and become aggressive, while plants change their chemical composition and become poisonous. This is happening more and more often, and if no action is taken, the ecosystem of the world will be irreparably disrupted. The changes may be artificial, Pascal says. Has the possibility been considered that someone is manipulating the ecosystem to reduce our living space? Not at all, Venerable Majos. Our tech comrades from the Majos biologists, are humble workers, not warriors. They could not have come up with a thought of such a militant nature. The mind must be open to all forms of knowledge. I order you to commence a check. In the event that your account of the indolence of their minds is confirmed, I will petition for the appropriate penance. How is the governor dealing with the undesirable pathologies? I have analyzed the genome of the affected species, and I am currently developing suppressor genes to make the planet's organisms resistant to pathology, but so far I have not been able to solve the problem. Further exploration of the planet would perhaps speed up these processes, but the administrative apparatus has imposed a ban on expeditions that are not directly aimed at improving production. I see. Well, how are things with you and your fellows then? The current situation on the planet is assessed as stable. The progress of the prospects is assessed as encouraging. Okay. Well, thanks, buddy. Alright, in that case, there's a little bit of goods here. And then I'm not sure there's anything down here, but we're going to go check. There's nothing here.
Always keep your eye on the price.
way over here on the other side is a bloke we need to talk to. An old servant. Hearing your footsteps, the elderly servant grabs an injector and stabs it in his arm. The area around the needle immediately starts turning black. You're too late, Vyatt's dogs. I'm the master of my own fate. But when he gets a better look at you, the man drops the injector in astonishment and seems poised to prostrate himself on the floor before you. It's you, your lordship. The God Emperor must have brought you here. I beg you, help the rebels and save Janus. He doubles up, hugging himself, and is racked by coughing that leaves his lips wet with blood. Forgive me, your lordship. If only I'd known it was you. My eyes deceived me. We have little time now, but I swear I'll tell you everything. Looking closely at the old man, the tech priest mutters, Nerve toxin. The inevitable cessation of vital functions is expected in no more than 60 seconds. Silent clicks emitted by the visor indicate an ongoing picked recording. Throw 'em, damn you, old man. Where did you get this stuff? Poison capsules of this sort are a popular choice among desperate ashmags who are done with being tortured by mad fanatics or worse. Here on Janus, though, there's no antidote. Cabela picks up a drop of poison from the needle with her claw and carefully puts it on her tongue. She makes an approving sound. A strong toxin. We apply something similar to the lips of new initiates of the blood-spun web. It kills minor nerves and purges one's sensitivity to pain. For this layman, though, it is a certain and violent death. Say whatever you want to say and be quick about it. In the name of the Golden Throne, your lordship, show mercy on the humble workers. The salt of Janus, save them. Vistenza Vyatt, the untouchable governor and leader of the nobility, is creating something monstrous behind closed doors. She uses the Imperium's interest as a smokescreen and purports to be a scholar, but her actions are poisoning our planet. Did you know that the settlements that fail to pay their due tithes on time have been allowed to pay with people instead? They even deliver them to order, sometimes old folks, sometimes children. He lowers his voice to a whisper and leans toward you. I've seen those people. I've seen them being delivered to the estate, and then they're never seen or heard from again. They go into the secret rooms and they don't come out again, your lordship. Ever. Fresh meat to entertain the nobility. Some things never change, whether you're on my planet or anywhere in the righteous Imperium. Peasants who were taken to Urak 5 to serve House Orselio were never seen or heard from again either. They became loyal servants and toiled for the good of a great dynasty. Why should they ever return to their filthy, squalid abodes? The old servant lets out a moan. The dark stain on his arm seems to creep through his veins until his arms and neck are a latticework of black. The servant's breath quickens and becomes irregular. What secret rooms? Hidden chambers deep within the palace. I've never been inside, thankfully. The servants who are allowed in, the ones the governor trusts, they change. She changes them, pretties them up, defiles them. The servant shakes and coughs violently. I'm not sure I'll last long enough to answer all your questions. What else is going on in the settlements? I'll tell you exactly what I was told by the people who contacted me. These tithes. Some settlements have already switched to paying with people. They say that amenable settlements get special treatment from the governor's dogs. They arrange for medicine to be supplied to the settlement, and then security, and then they completely isolate them. All contact between those inside the settlement and the outside world is cut off. One lad managed to get out. He's the one who told me all this, that the people are rotting alive in there. Strange growths, yellow eyes, stinking like dead bodies. The worst-looking ones are rounded up and taken away. The fellow who escaped, he seemed fine, but within a couple days of the rebels picking him up, he started seeing monsters instead of people. They had to lock him away from other folk, the poor sod, and then his wrists. The old man starts to convulse, indicating that he is close to death. He raises his already unseen eyes to you. Your lordship, if you'll permit a dying man to make one last request, don't tell anyone that I was the one who unlocked the doors. If you do, they'll go after my family, my home. I will keep your secret. Please save us. Save Janus. The servant rasps violently and collapses on his side, racked with convulsions. So this poor bot, this poor guy,
I always keep my options open.
took that on the chin. So, there's something going on Janus. It seems like the governor might be behind some of it. Alright, so let's go over here and talk to this security officer over here. What's this? What's over here? Lower Imperium.
This
My
is
pleasure.
intriguing.
Sealed containers marked with the familiar insignia of the Munitorium and additional seals of a forge world unknown to you. Crates contain high-grade weapons likely made to order. Ooh, fun. High-grade weapons. We got this. The Hot Shot Laser Gun. Rate of fire is 4. Okay. Well then. You know what? What are you using, Jai, for your long range one? You're using the longless. Okay. I got an idea. You need something that's more of a repeater weapon like this. There you go. Let's go talk to these guys. A hulking man dressed in a uniform marking him as an officer of the gubernatorial wardens is closely monitoring his subordinates as they surround the building. Sensing your approach, he whips around, his face going pale, and he offers a low bow. Your lordship, please do not stray too close to the building. One of the terrorists from today's attack has holed himself up in there. It could be dangerous. See, who are you? I am the Madam Governor's security officer. I regret that you had to witness today's incident, your lordship. I assure you nothing of the sort will ever happen again. What's going on here? Ready to report, your lordship. We conducted a sweep of the area after the attack. All of the assassins were arrested or neutralized except for one. He sealed himself inside. He already injured 2 wardens who tried to reach him, but there's no need to worry. We'll poison him and clear the last dregs of dirt from the estate. One Ashman is up against all the wardens on this estate, and yet he's still causing trouble? On Ifrit, he would have already been made captain and put in charge of the governor's security, but the Exalted One knows that he has more brains than all of you combined. The officer tugs nervously at his collar, which appears to have suddenly become too tight for his comfort. We will fix this. Right away, I swear on the throne. Who is he? To tell the truth, your lordship, I'm more concerned with clearing the area right now than with his identity. We're not expecting to get any valuable intel from him unless we find something on his corpse after we've done our job. I want to talk to this person. Are you sure? It's not exactly safe, your lordship. The officer's eyes involuntarily sweep over you, sizing you up. You dare question me? Out of my way. The officer seems to remember himself and offers another low bow. Forgive me, your lordship. Act as you see fit. At the officer's signal, the other wardens take a deferential step back, clearing the path to the door. When you approach the solid-looking door, a high, boyish voice shouts, Piss off! You won't take me alive! Better to put a bullet in my brain than let the governor's dogs get their hands on me. Examine the door. The door looks solid and formidable, but you notice dark marks on the hinges. A sure sign that the material is degraded. The lock doesn't look new either. With a suitable tool, it could easily be opened. I am Holt, rogue trader and sovereign of this planet. In the name of the Emperor, open this door. For a long time, nothing happens, and then the door opens with a quiet click. The space is small, the corners filled with inky black shadows, but you can still make out the person in the room. He is desperately gripping a discharged las gun in his hands. The rebel looks at you in amazement. It really is you. The young man, practically a boy, falls to his knees and stretches out his bloody hands toward you. His clothes are burned on one side and grimy with baked-in blood. Your lordship, have mercy. You are the sovereign of this planet. Only you have the power to save us. This is one of the elusive and cunning rebels the governor's been fighting for months? Really? Save you from what? From the governor, Vyatt. Everybody here knows that she's doing to us. We put up with it for a long time, hoping that somebody would intervene and help us, but nobody ever did. She's turned the whole world into a slaughterhouse. People are rounded up like groks from the settlements, supposedly to go to the palace, and they're never seen again. Her servants pour something over the fields, and then people lose their minds. They start hearing voices and seeing evil spirits. And while we're dying, she's sitting behind her white walls and feasting on our bones. I was taught that peasants have a tendency to exaggerate their suffering due to sloth and weakness of spirit, Cassia says. But this young man, vermilion thorns pierce every centimeter of his body, and gray shackles bind his hands, feet, and neck. There are no lies in his words, only terror and desperation without end. Who is behind the rebels? Boy swallows nervously and looks at you with fear. Your lordship, I beg you, don't ask me that. I can't sell out my brethren. It's over for me, but the others, I won't betray them. I see. You're telling me people are seeing evil spirits? Yes. Others are going feral and attacking their loved ones, and then there's... The boy lowers his voice. People say that in some settlements, well, they've stopped upholding the law altogether. Imperial law and the law of basic human decency. People are turning into animals. Well... There will be no end to the war on this planet until I get a handle on the situation, but to do that I need to meet with your leader. The boy hesitates for a few seconds and then his head drops limply. As long as you keep your word. I've never been in their camp, none of us have. Only the chief saw one person from their base. He came a few times bringing weapons and orders. He said he represents a greater force than we could imagine, and he said that the governor's dogs will pay for the reprisals in the settlements. But that's not where they're hidden. They keep their distance from ordinary folks. We have it all worked out so that if anyone gets caught, the others aren't caught with them. But I swiped the chiefs of Ox. I thought after I killed the governor I could use the message coordinates to find the base and hide there. The boy retrieves the box from his pocket and holds it out to you with a shaking hand. That's everything I know, your lordship. Get up and come with me. I give you my word as a rogue trader, you will live. The rebel looks at you in bewilderment and then bows low before you. When he speaks, his voice trembles. Your lordship, thank you. Thank you for this kindness. I never thought I'd survive this. The officer of the wardens cast a disdainful look over the rebel before turning his gaze to you. Your lordship, I honor your bravery. Please, allow me to get rid of this rat for you. Escort this man safely to the perimeter of this state. He's free to go. A dumbfounded expression appears on the officer's face. With the deepest respect, your lordship. The officer thinks better of his next words and abruptly bows. It will be done. This poor kid. So, we got some goods here. Pascal's gonna have a hard time opening that.
Shameful failure.
And done.
There we go. And we get this. The disinfection device. Grants the wielder 15 bonus to carouse. And some more goods. What are you wearing, Jai? You have room for this thing? This is going to give you commerce and Imperium, and this gives you lore Imperium. Okay. Well, if we end up needing to boost carouse for something, we'll move that up because she's got a 30 carouse right now. Her commerce is real. Lore Imperium is 135. Oh, well, that's so high we should do this. You kind of want to balance this all out. We want to push everything up, so. All right.
I always have a
Because you want her to be the person who can pass any skill. Normally, Abelard ends up being a really good choice for carouse. You can get him to do that, but what we want to do, there's one piece of loot up here, supposedly that we missed. Right there. then I think what we want to do is go see Vyatt right there. We'll see her and then we'll end this episode. Or maybe we'll talk to her at the start of next episode.
I'll get left in the dust.
Actually, that seems like a really good idea. We'll talk to Vyatt next episode. So folks, as usual, you know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your questions and comments down below. And I'll see you next time. Until then, happy gaming, everyone.